What is up, honeys? It's KingBritneyChanel, and I'm back with yet another video. So, y'all know Mr. High Value has been, trending around and circulating. And so, there has been a lot of discussion about high value men. What is the standard for a high value man? Okay. So, I watched a podcast called Fresh and Fit, and they had a featured guest being Mr. Organik. So for those of you who don't know who Mr. Organik is, he's a influential YouTuber. I looked him up. I guess he also does music. But long story short, he is the definition of high value according to Kevin Samuels. Okay, basically from Kevin Samuels' supposed standard. This is a rich man basically expressing what he's looking for in a woman. And guess what, y'all? It's not what is your dress size? What is your physical appearance? There were different standards that he required for a woman. So we're going to listen to him basically roast an IG type of model girl. Because basically on the show, it was like a panel of women. And then it was like the Fresh Fit, vibe going on. And he gave his, what he needed as a high value man, because according to Kevin Samuels, a high value man is, a man that has money, is looking for certain things in a woman, like physical appearance and other things. And so he gave his requirements, and basically he kind of roasted a female who basically thought all she had to bring to the table was her inspiration. We're going to listen to it. And I'm going to react to it. So if you like these sort of videos, definitely make sure you thumbs up the video, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video, and let's get started.
I already know it's your girl, Brittany Chanel.
Woo, honeys. So I am going to react to this particular, just a little snippet of the Fresh and Fit podcast. You guys can watch the full two hour, I think it was like 2 hours and change podcast for yourself, and you can kind of hear what is going on. But basically, Fresh and Fit put a clip up, and I'm just gonna listen to the audio because we don't want no copyright and stuff like that. So basically, there's a young lady on their podcast, and she is talking about how her inspiration, darling, she want to be a man's motivation, and the only motivation she's bringing is that she could be in some lingerie and she could be sensual and basically cook some food. And basically Mr. Organik is about to really kind of roast her and kind of get her into the reality that I've been telling women for the longest time. You're going to have to come with more than just being sensual, okay? That is not going to get you far. And he basically kind of reality checks her. So let's listen to it. Let's see what they say, and then I'm gonna be stopping in between.
Well, I think I bring feminine inspiration to the table. Like Kelly Rowland say, I'm gonna be your motivation. When you come home, I'm gonna be in lingerie. I'm gonna keep it nice and fresh and waxed for you. I'm gonna cook your food. You just gotta bring home the basics. That's it.
Now, okay, so listen. So right off the bat, what I noticed is that this female is definitely, to me, dealing with a spirit of lust, as her voice is being manipulated. You could tell when people have those off spirits because their voice will go back and forth. Like with men, it may go high and then it may go deep. It's a flirty type of thing, and it's clear as women, we are very understand this, okay? And this is not by any means, I'm not telling anybody to deify women, because I'm just not. I'm not telling everybody, I'm not into that whole, woman is God type concept, okay? I'm not into that. But what I do know from the whole biblical type of time, or going back to the Torah and the Bible, women are very powerful creatures, okay? And the reason that I'm saying that is that they were so powerful that they kind of got in the way of man doing what they were supposed to do for Yah. So they could be a distraction because they are so powerful. And the reason that I'm saying this is it caused the fallen ones to basically consummate with them, creating a whole different race of people. And it also caused Adam, if you Hebrew, you know, grandfather Adam, it caused him to not obey what Yah said, but to listen to his wife, which was Eve, grandmother Eve, okay? So basically, as I told y'all in the previous video that I did about Kevin Samuels, the serpent knows the power of the woman because that is the man's weakness. So to get to the man, I'm going to get to the woman and cause her to be lusty and all, you know, I'm going to use her power for basically bad. And that's what's happening. That's why a lot of these women don't understand that you get bad results from using that, because that's not what y'all wanted you to use your beauty for. It's good to have it, but beauty is fleeting. So already off the top, I'm knowing this girl is she dealing with a spirit of lust. You could tell how she's swaying on the mic, and she's being very sensual to kind of like a siren trying to, you know, suck these other, you know, probably not high value men in. And these the type of men that be on, you know, stuff like child support and going through it.
Don't ask for a lot.
Okay. I mean, okay, hold on.
See, I got you,
Yeah.
I got you, right?
Look, she's saying, I got you.
He's interested. He's interested, yeah, of course.
Hold on.
That's
It
crazy.
ain't
So,
regular. That's what men want.
I want to know, right?
Who want that?
So,
Chris?
Mr. Organic.
Look, so he already, Mr. Organic is like, she said, that's what men want. That's what men want, right? And he said, Mr. Organic is in the background saying, who want that? Because women have deceived themselves for so long thinking that men just want them to look good and not bring nothing else to the table. I don't know how many, I have told women this time and time again that you have got to bring more to the table than your looks. And they do not believe you when you say that. They think if I wear the most sensual looking clothes, and I have videos on this, all that's doing is attracting a lust-driven man that is basically not going to do anything more than have you as a concubine. Like that's it. Because you attract what you are. So, you know, a lot of people, they're not into modesty, but you will get a better result being modest than if you were sensual. Like a lot of people, they don't believe that. But the respect factor is totally different.
High value guy, right?
Right.
I want to know from your brother, what do you look for in a woman? So you heard all these answers, right? What do you look for?
I mean, yeah, like, of course, most of them is gonna stand on they pretty, they gonna fuck you and all that. Come home, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, man. Like, we get that dime a dozen. Like, I think we got brick.
Look, so he said, I don't give a blank about none of that. We get that a dime a dozen. See, dudes that do not have access to attractive women, let's just be honest, are not necessarily, like most of these dudes that he's kind of referring to, because he's saying that the beautiful women come a dime a dozen. There's billions of people on the planet, okay? If you just have beauty, there's somebody else that has a big chest, they might have, you know, a curvy waist, they might be pretty in their face. There's millions and billions of women that are out there, okay? So if that's all you have, what is setting you apart? This goes back to what Yah instructs us to do in the scripture, is to set yourself apart. Be ye set apart, okay? That's what it is. You know, don't, you know, rely on just your outward appearance. Like, beauty is vain, is fleeting, okay? You need to be focused on your character and different things that is going to be unique to you instead of just beauty. Because if that's all it take, if all it took for you to get a man is to show up to the club with a short dress on or a short skirt, he's going to be looking at that next chick that has on a short skirt and be chasing skirts. Or if all it took was for you to look a certain way on Instagram, that dude is going to be in a whole bunch of other women's inboxes on Instagram that attracted to the same thing that you use. So if you use sensual witchcraft to attract a man, those are going to be the results. The results are not going to be the results that you want. So he's already telling her off the top, men that are high value, and then I'm saying high value according to the standard that Kevin Samuels set, okay? We're talking about men with money when I say that, because that's not high value in my definition, okay? But he's saying men with money have access to a whole bunch of women. Like, that comes a dime a dozen beautiful women, is what he's saying.
Red nigga, I'm 6'6", 230, I'm smooth. Even without the money, I had every woman I ever wanted. So, like, just because you're going to be at my home when I come there cooking, I don't need that shit. You know what I'm saying? I never need it. You know what I'm saying? I need a girl that's going to understand what I go through. Going to keep a motherfucker on top of his toes. It's going to push him and motivate him. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because a lot of people, you know, she like, I'm gonna be in lingerie and I'm a cook or whatever. Like, a rich man, they have a personal chef. He like, I need somebody that is going to keep me on my toes, keep me on top of my game, understand my experience of what I'm going through. So a good listener, a person that's going to be able to motivate, and this is where it comes into the spiritual side, because motivation comes from the spiritual side. When you're like a woman of Yah, the Most High, Yah gives you sometimes the right thing to say, or the right words to say to a person to minister to them, because there's so much that goes on in a person's mind. Like, it's so much that a person goes through, especially if the person is a melanated man, and all of the stuff that they have to go through, like the stuff, you know, just the warfare. Like, are you a praying woman that's going to be able to get your man the intercession and assistance that he needs divinely to get through life? Like, and then two, he has some other interesting things that he said also, because a person could just, if he got all that money, he could get a personal chef. That's not, you know, something that's all.
I mean, that's also gonna come with some ideas. You know what I mean? Give me creative criticism on my grind.
So look, I like what he said. A woman that's gonna give him creative ideas. A lot of women, when you speak to them, all they have is just prettiness, but they don't have nothing up here. They don't have no creativity when you talk to them. They can't show you how to make no money. Like, I've always been the type of woman to always have witty inventions and creative ideas. But that comes from Yah, because when you locked in with Yah, he implants in you like creative ideas. He'll pop something in your head, and then you can go to your husband. You can go to your man like, hey, I think we should do this. Or, oh, I see that you're working on this type of account. I know that his wife like this. She like these type of flowers. You need to bring that to the meeting to see if that worked for you, so you could get a promotion. Or, oh, I see that you could cut money or save on money here, or why don't you try this for this? Like, men are looking for somebody that's gonna make life easier for them, or like come up with something. Like, a woman could have so many witty inventions and ideas, and this is why I don't really respect the men that just, you know, kind of try to downplay women, because just because women are not supposed to use their beauty as their value does not mean that they're not valuable. Because let's just be clear about some things. The woman was chosen to have a very important role, which is birth the Messiah, keep birthing the seeds that crush the head of the serpent. And you've seen Yah use different women, even in the Torah, a lot of different ways. Like, even Hadassah. Hadassah was really, really beautiful, but she used her mind to save her people. She used, you know, the skills that she had to convince the king. She said, all I want to do is live. And that's when he realized what was going on and who had sent the order to have the Hebrews, you know, up out of here. And he had to stop it. The woman was just so captivating, and she had that personality. She came with the witty inventions and ideas, and she was able to stop her people from going on to the glory with using that. So you got to have the whole package. And you're not supposed to use beauty, your gift of beauty, as a way to finesse, okay? powerful, but that's why it had to have a covering, because Yah doesn't want it competing with him, basically. So, you know, as people, you know, they try to make it seem like that's not a big deal, but women were the only creatures that caused problems all the time, and the enemy uses that because he knows that that's the weakness of man. That's the Achilles heel of man. And the enemy is so jealous of that, the beauty of the woman, the role that the woman has with the man, that he constantly tries to use the woman in a Jezebelic type of way to get her off track. So he's basically letting it be known, this man, Mr. Organik, he coming with those facts.
You know what I mean? Also add to the table. You know what I mean?
Add to the table.
Every time it's filled up. You know what I mean? You gotta bring something to this table. Like, fucking pussy is over with after a certain time. Like, I can fuck any bitch I ever wanted in my life. I always have. That's not appealing to me no more. You know what I mean? Once you get money and once you was already having that, you gotta bring more.
So, as I was saying, you gotta bring more to the table. He over here going in, but you gotta be able to bring more than the table than just that. Okay, if you sensual looking and you're that, all you're gonna do is get an awkward. It's two type of men going on. The man that has all these accomplishments and money, where he has access to any woman that he can go and get. Okay, so if you're looking for that rich man, he has access to get any type of woman that he wants to. And he basically is saying he was the type of guy who, even without money, he was pulling a lot of women. So this goes into the awkward man who, which he's going to get into it, because that's very important what he's about to say. I'm not going to spoil that part. But he's basically saying, like, that gets old after a while. Men really want a woman that's going to be able to age with them with time, okay? Like a fine wine, like age with time, okay? They really want somebody that is going to, like he said, add to them, not subtract, okay? Like, why should I just spend all of this money on you just because of you're reducing yourself to just your JJ? Why should I do that? Like, if that's the case, if you want to be treated like a pretty Julia Roberts pretty woman, we could just do that, and then don't have to call you back. That's kind of what a lot of these men are saying, but it's going over women's heads, basically. Like, they're not getting it.
Boy, your energy got to be right. Your mind got to be right. That body don't mean nothing after a while. You know what I'm saying? A nigga will fuck anything, man. So, like, you could be the baddest bitch in the world. That's fine. Nigga gonna have you, and I'm gonna fuck a bitch, a 2 on a 3. Nigga will do it.
I told y'all on them Derek Jackson videos that I did, like, go back and listen to what I said. A lot of people, they place a lot of emphasis on, oh, he wouldn't talk to this woman because she don't look all of that in the looks department, or he wouldn't mess with this person because she don't look like this. And it's like, no, for men, that activity is like the gym. They do that and they're on to something else. Like, it's kind of like what Floyd Mayweather was saying. Like, a man, they could go out and mess with a whole bunch of women but still not be in love with those women and still be in love with the woman that he has at home. Like, it's the same thing about the Derek Jackson situation. Everybody was focused on Derek Jackson's wife's bonnet and how she looked in that moment on camera, but not paying attention to the fact that, okay, the person that was shown that was the side piece, yeah, she was attractive, but she did not land the man. She did not land the permanent position, because it's about your energy. It's about how you make that man feel. It's about, you know, is he enjoying his time with you, or are you annoying? Are you annoying? Are you annoying? Are you a good listener? Are you adding? What are you working on? Are you, like, if he got some projects, are you giving him witty ideas to contribute to the project? What type of time are you on? Like, because that, he could go and get that. Like, 2s and 3s got that. Every woman, does a woman have a JJ? Okay? So, it's just, women, they don't want to believe that, honey. The lady in the thing, she looking like she just in disbelief. Like, he told her something that was off.
Happens all the time. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z had Beyonce, he still for some other pussy. How can you beat that? Because he would just want some new pussy on his cock. So
Ooh.
that ain't nothing, man. It's your energy, it's your mind, what you bringing to help me grow. And what's gonna help us grow. That what counts.
Preach, brother. Preach.
But a bad bitch brings inspiration that you will
Not
not
to
get.
no real nigga that already had
Yeah.
that. If you got a fat, lame, rich nigga that need all that, I just want a bad bitch, that nigga, he's a square.
And he ain't told no lie. Like, if you a real attractive female in the comments, you know that the dudes that hype you the most is dudes that just do not get no. They be the thirstiest dudes on all your photos. They be the thirstiest dudes. And it's just like, you know that this dude probably not all that in the looks department, probably not making a lot of money. So a lot of these women, they use those type of dudes as suckers because they just are. It's like when you're not used to having something, it's just you're so hype about it. Okay, it's kind of like when people, you can tell when people get money for the first time because they just buy all the stuff that they never had before. And so it's just, to somebody that have access to it, they're not gonna be hype about it. And so she like, oh, you don't need that as inspiration. That's not inspiration to a rich man that could afford to travel different places, have different experiences, just do what they want to do. And women will be available for him to do what he needs to do. Like, so I don't know, like, this woman is super delusional.
For nobody. Yeah. But a nigga that been sufficient his whole life and got every girl he wanted, what is a bad bitch doing for me? That's nothing. We always had that. What you bringing more than just being a bitch? There's a million bad bitches walking this earth. That's the cheapest and most easiest thing to get for a nigga got some money is a bitch. That's a pussy. Man, like I said, you go to Brazil right now, it's gonna be a 10,000 bad bitch you ever seen in your life. You give them bitches $1 and a coffee, and that bitch gonna lick your feet, man. That ain't worthless to a real nigga, man. Right? You gotta be a fat, slow brain, regular ass nigga that finally got some.
I'm telling you, it's always them dudes that just, they never been around attractive women in their life. They probably got low self-esteem. They probably just got a couple of coins. And you know these type of people because if they're not attractive, they always talk about different, like, outward things that they have, materialistic things, or they know they gotta have a certain type of car to pull these women or cash to have these women, because these women are not really checking for them if they don't have that money aspect. Okay, so the guy that has the money, he has all the women in the world checking for him because he has the resources behind him. But this particular guy, Mr. Organik, you could tell he's physically, you could tell, attractive. So he probably had, like he said, women way before he even had any money. And that is a huge difference. Like, typically, you know, that's a huge difference. Y'all get what I mean. Dude that's not high value, probably done been burnt by a couple of females or whatever. They ogle over those Insta IG models. Those girls never give them the time of day, so they think they're hyped by it, okay? Because they never had access to it, basically. Probably, you know, awkward and stuff like that. He's saying, like, you know, Mr. Organik saying this is nothing to a real dude. He's giving straight masculine energy. Like, I'm feeling it.
Got some money to be imposed, and I got a bad bitch. Like, come on, man. Like, that's a different type of breed of human that they rock soft to that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Y'all get your money now. Go get all them niggas. But a nigga like me, that shit is nothing.
He's saying, look, I'm not going to knock your hustle. You just not getting with me, though.
Our energies gotta be connected. You know what I'm saying? We gotta grow together. That's the most important.
So you'll take a basic bitch that is somebody that you want to talk to over a bad bitch that will inspire you.
So you consider yourself a bad bitch?
No, yeah, I do, actually.
So you above basic. Well, you don't work. You don't have no attributes to the table here. Like,
I
what
do
we
have
talking-
attributes.
He like, what is your attributes? You don't have no attributes that you bring to the table, but you calling somebody else a basic B. Like, oh my God. Ooh, these women are in a high delusion. But see, the only people that's really mad at these type of women, like as far as men wise, because a high value man that got money, like I'm just saying high value because this is what Kevin Samuel says. Like, a rich man That's what he feels is high value. But a rich man is not even gonna pay this type of girl attention, because like I said, he could go, it's millions. He just said you could go to Brazil, it's a whole bunch of women, curly hair, probably look cute, you know, like running around, you know, of course in Colombia and them places like that, you could get the fat transfer and all that other stuff. So they walking around, okay? So she's somewhere like does not compute. Why is he not telling me that I'm a bad bee and that's all it takes? That he's somewhere. What are your attributes, ma'am? Like,
I inspire my men.
How? You don't got no job. You got
Listen, but you have to. No.
now, mind you, Kevin Samuel say that men don't care about being intellectual. The woman being intellectual, all they got to do is be a dress size 2, and they got to look a certain way and all of that, right? They don't. He said men don't care about your degrees. They don't care about none of that. Which I personally feel like it depends on the man, as Mr. Organic stated. Like, to a dude, they don't have nothing, you everything. But a dude that they done accomplished stuff, they're not saying nothing.
No, but you have to realize that when men make it to a certain level,
Right.
they're not checking for a woman's education.
They're not?
When you're making millions of dollars, you don't care about a woman's education.
Yes, you do.
Talk to
I
plenty
do.
of rich men.
I do. I'm a rich man. I got an estate in Malibu.
He said, I'm a rich man, I got a estate in Malibu. So she's in a delusion. She trying to tell him, and he got money, what a rich man want. This is so delusional.
Okay,
An
2
estate?
acres. Yes,
Oh, I
2
would like
acres.
to see the paperwork.
Okay, we can show you paperwork.
Go ahead, show me the title.
We gotta show a paperwork to somebody that got no paper.
Miseducated.
That would make no sense.
Show me.
He said, I gotta show a paperwork to somebody that don't got no paper, because he basically trying to say, she don't have no job. She ain't getting no bread, nothing. Like, nothing going for herself other than beauty and looks. And oh my goodness, it's sad, because when a lot of these women get older, that's when the reality hits them, that I should have did more than what I did. Not to say that you need to be one of those women that accomplish all that stuff and put the stuff that you need to focus on, like your divine duties as, you know, a mother, a wife and stuff, on the back burner. But there's plenty of women in the scriptures and the Torah that were wives, mothers, and still accomplished their divine duty, and a lot of high marks. They really did a lot. Okay, Miriam birthing the Messiah, that was a huge thing. Hadassah saving her people. Okay, getting married and saving her people. So, I mean, she's somewhere now. She want to be catty, because he's literally telling her, ma'am, all that bad B stuff, ma'am, out of here.
Show me, pull up that deed. Can he pull up the deed? You don't even know what a deed is. You don't even know what a deed is, because you ain't got a deed to these.
Come on, man. You got a little residue underneath your nose.
Ooh!
He's certified. But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Like, she fucking with loser, fat, old niggas got money. I get it.
Nah,
Don't play with
negative.
them.
But seriously,
There's
when
no
you
way
reach
you
a
got
certain
nobody
level,
efficient
when
around
you reach a certain level, you don't care if that girl works as a bottle girl. You don't care if this
It
girl
don't
has
matter.
a job. Like,
Basically, all these girls that she talking about in them type of jobs, those girls do not get wifed. Like, let's just be honest. Like, they there for the night and you're out of there. He's blocking you on social media like Derek Jackson did. Like, no.
you don't care because you already. Because you already, you've already made it to a certain level.
He said we need somebody with some brains. Read a book.
Energy needs to be matched.
We need, yes, it's bigger than
But you
just.
saying because she doesn't have a job or work,
It don't
she
matter.
can't match your energy?
It don't matter. I'm talking about you personally on them.
But you don't know me personally.
I can tell you ain't got no brain.
Honey, I worked in.
Look, before she get into say where she worked at, you can already tell the intellectual acuity coming out of this girl, because she's using beauty, talking about that's gonna be the man's inspiration. You can already tell what you dealing with. Like, that's what he's telling her. Like, she said, you don't know me personally. Having a conversation with somebody, you could tell what their cognitive level is. You could tell what their intellectual acuity is in the first couple of seconds of having a conversation with them. Like, you could be attracted to somebody and then they say something and then it just totally turns you off and you're like, oh, you just said that. You think that? Yeah.
Corporate finance. What are you
did?
talking?
So why are
Yes,
you not
baby.
employed now?
Because I don't want to be.
So she said she had a job in corporate finance. I wonder if corporate finance means that she was messing with the rich supervisor or the CEO. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah.
So you want to be a slave to a man with some money?
I want to. No, honey. I want to be an inspiration with
How?
some money.
How you going to inspire? Please explain that.
Baby, I just told you I'll be.
See, all of that call girl stuff, like, baby. She sound like Pop Smoke. Baby, get me lit. You know, y'all know what Pop is saying. But anyway, go and watch the full podcast, okay? Y'all tell me y'all's thoughts. Am I off base thinking that, you know, this woman is off? Or do y'all agree with me and Mr. Organic's views on women need to come with some things to the table? Y'all need to come with something more than looks to the table. It's KBC, and I will see y'all soon on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. I'm out. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.